No Man's Sky came out, in case you've been living in a weird procedurally generated cave full of green snails. And it's really hotly anticipated, and as such, the critical response and the public response are everywhere.
It's all over the place.
Yep.
This is a weird game to review. Okay, there it is. That's a 67 on Metacritic, popular aggregate review website. So what that does is it takes all the highs and lows of everything and mashes them together. It gives you one score. This number is going to change a lot over the next few days, but we thought we'd give a little pulse on what's happening right now. Our review here at IGN hasn't gone up yet. It will be up probably today, maybe tomorrow. Yeah. This is a tough one to talk about because A, you've got the idea that this game was made by 14 people. B, it's probably one of the most ambitious video games ever made. C, it's procedurally generated, so not every experience that everyone has with it will be exactly the same at any given moment. And I don't know exactly where I'm on it yet. I put in probably about 5 or 6 hours. You've done about the same, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, and to me, it's like hovering around a 7 out of 10. It's doing a lot well. It's sort of like muddled and confusing. I think the UI is kind of clunky. I think the controls and the combat aren't great. But landing on a planet that I've never seen before is really exhilarating.
Cool. Like it's also, how do you quantify something that is by definition unquantifiable?
Yes.
It is an infinite, endless, possible bunch of variations. Like there's this clip of a giant, like massive planet-sized snake slithering by. If I encountered that, I'd be incredibly excited. But so far, I've seen just these ugly little hippopotamus men.
Yeah.
So like, and other people have seen way cooler monsters than me. We're gonna get to that in a minute. But like, here, let's take a look at some of the critical responses. PlayStation Lifestyle has given it a 90.
Yeah.
That's real nice. That's
they
a good
like
one.
it. You know, they basically said if this game is right for you, you won't be able to put the controller down, which I think is so true.
It's really every single game.
And it's also, and it's worth mentioning that it feels a lot like Minecraft and Destiny, in that the version we're playing right now is going to be very different in a year. I think they'll do some tweaks to controls, make the systems a little easier to interact with.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
Destructoid. No Man's Sky isn't quite what I thought it would be. It's a fun sandbox game. I think isn't quite what I thought it would be is one of the biggest things going against this, is that we were sold on a very, very high concept thing. And it still is high concept, but the actual thing that's in the box is kind of... Yeah.
I would. Can you go back to that real quick? I like that quote at the end. I wouldn't recommend No Man's Sky if you don't like getting lost, but for those of you who do, wander away. Yeah. So I think like what you said too is a sort of Sean Murray talking about the multiplayer features of this game and how two players might never meet each other, but then they did on the first day, and we don't know if it's because of server issues or not that they didn't actually see each other.
Right.
But on the back of the box, it's kind of implied that you can. So we'll see if that grows or if they're just being disingenuous.
Yep. We got this covered. Gave it a 7.2. Yeah, I mean, that seems to be
Bold
kind of
experiment in game design, and they're glad they took the opportunity to make it. Yeah, so I think that like you can appreciate something without saying it's perfect, but I'm really glad this game exists. You know, I think this is like a great job on the
these are
transitions.
Cool. These are
really
real good.
Can we
Yeah.
do that again?
Yeah, let's do that one
more time. Should bring it in.
Oh,
bring it.
yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, look at that, a new one.
Yeah.
Attack of the Fanboy gave it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, most anticipated, somewhat of a letdown. That's a very key thing, is that high expectations are the root of crashing disappointment. We were all really excited about this, critics included, and it's sort of like if they'd been a little bit less.
See, and I like that about the game is ambitious, but what's left is a middling survival crafting game. That's really what it's like. I mean, with all of the beauty and all of the sort of inspiration of traveling this universe, what you're really doing day to day and moment to moment isn't incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
But a lot of those things come together to make an interesting experience that I actually really like.
Yeah. My good pal Jim Sterling at the Jimquisition. Hi, Jim. I don't think he watches our show. Hi, Jim. Even with my expectations guarded, however, I did not expect just another survival crafting game that used randomization as a crutch to the point of losing all potential personality, and I at least expected more to F-wording do.
Yeah. Side note, they No Man's Sky fans DDoSD Jim's website because of this review.
Yeah, that's great.
Don't do that. Like, that's kind of irresponsible.
Yeah.
Like, this is a beautiful game about exploring the universe and meeting animals.
You know, it could have also been over something else Jim said. He does say some things.
Yeah.
He wants to defend some bad films in his movie Defense Force.
So that's where critics are on No Man's Sky right now. You're probably playing it. Use the hashtag #UpAtNoon and let us know what you think about it. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you somewhere in between? I think I'm going to keep playing it. I'm going to see where it goes. This is going to be a universe that grows and expands for a long time. So
I want to see more of those ugly hippopotamus boys.